Shalom. Kol halalim Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Vadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, elder bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the prophets of that body, and shalom to the 144,000 and 1/3. May peace and blessings be upon you and your households. Okay, and the spirit of endurance as we approach the end. Okay. Now, we've been hearing a whole bunch of noise regarding the digital wallet. Elon Musk being successful in launching his brain CHIP, the Neuralink, okay, in the States, Ground Zero Babylon, the USA, as well as just recently, in the UK as well. Now, what they're giving in terms of news, they've probably been doing this. They've probably been putting the CHIP in people's brains and hands, in their people's heads and hands, for the longest on specific people. Okay, going through trial and error until they got it right. They've probably been doing it for a long time, but they're just giving the news out now because they're raring to go as we're approaching the end. And 2026 is going to be a very significant year in terms of what Esau wants to get off the ground, which is complete power and authority over the world, which is his new world order, which he won't get to complete fruition. He might think that, but he won't get there. But nevertheless, right? Before I read this, let's just go into all right. There's something that I found here. Okay. All right, this is Sky News. This is from October. It's about a month. Was it today? The 12th? No, it's the 13th of November, right? Yeah, so this is from the 16th of October, just under a month ago. The countries where digital ID already exists. Okay. In a number of countries, including Denmark, Estonia, and India, digital ID schemes similar to what the UK government wants to implement in Britain already exist. Okay. As Britain gears up to make digital ID mandatory. You can see the writing in bold, right? Making it to it's trying to put emphasis on those words there. As Britain gears up to make digital ID mandatory for all UK citizens across the globe, New World Order, similar schemes already exist. Keir Starmer announced in September that all UK citizens are to have mandatory ID to prove their right to live and work in the country, which will be kept in a wallet similar to that of Apple Wallet or Google Wallet, right? And while the success of the scheme remains to be seen, the government has said it is going to use the best aspects of digital IDs already being used in a number of countries, including Estonia, Denmark, and India, in its design. Countries like Sweden and other European countries, I believe it's Sweden, they're pretty much a few steps ahead because a lot of people there are already taking the Charagma, which is the RFI to the D. Certain countries are a few steps ahead. They're not going to really focus on them. They're just going to talk about the digital ID wallet at the moment. Okay, but other countries are a few steps ahead. People have already taken the brain. Some people have already taken the Neuralink. Some people have already, have taken the RFID CHIP in their hand as well to pay for goods and services. Okay, but this is just showing the countries already have some form of digital ID. Right, like Canada. Let's focus on that. Right. Let's click on it. Where is it? Come on. It was working earlier on. Now the cursor ain't working. Oh, here we go. Canada. The Digital ID and Authentication Council of Canada has been working with the government to create frameworks that allow citizens to access government services and verify their identity online. Right. There's the states below. South America there. Nothing for the states or South America at the moment, but they're working on it. I believe certain states are being worked on and digital ID is being launched, but not on a humongous scale at the moment, but they're getting there. And check this one out. Okay, here's the continent of Africa, right? Digital ID right? And look where they focus on: West Africa. All right, why would they focus on West Africa? Right? Why Nigeria? Right? Which basically means nigger area. Okay, the area where Jake is. Okay, Acts 13:1, right? Niger, right? Nigeria's EID card is a multi-purpose. Why is it focused there? And they're going to focus on the strongholds where Israelites are. Okay, these crackers like to keep, these Edomites, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, likes to keep meticulous records of where the Israelites are, or where he assumes also Israelite foreigners are as well. Okay, all right, me being an Israelite foreigner, I know the atrocities that are happening in the part of the world where there's a whole bunch of Israelite foreigners are based, or where my family initially came up before, you know, they had to move. All right, I know the atrocities that's happening over there, and these motherfuckers know, man. Salakia for the lingo, Elam, Esau, they all know. All right, and hence the reason why they're going to focus on the strongholds where Jake is, and collectively they're going to focus on everybody, but Jake is their prime target because Jake is the next in line to rule. But Jake is, there's no one after Jake. Jake meaning the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, and the Israelites that come under the 12 tribes. Okay, they're the next to rule forever under the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Okay, Nigeria's EID card is a multi-purpose card that combines identity verification, electronic payments, and access to social services. It is all linked to a user's excuse me, to a user's unique national identification number. All right, everyone's got a specific number, like you're in prison. Okay, prison planet, right? Don't excuse me. Okay, every time I make a video, I start coughing more, start clearing my throat. Damn. And I do have water next to me as well. Okay, this is what they want, prison planet. Like they have, you see those old movies where they were in the is it pinstripe or the black and white type clothing. Prisons have their number on their lapel or or on their top or whatever, right? The same way they got everybody already numbered up. Okay, because this is a prison planet. Okay, you got India. Look at that. We know that India's been using the digital ID for damn near 10, 15 years. The Aadhaar system provides free digital ID to all citizens in India. It provides everyone with a unique 12-digit number, and it can be used to access several government welfare schemes. India, they've got India already, because India, okay, is a big stronghold where Israelites are. You're not going to recognize them because some of them will look like complete dot heads, all right? And some are going to look like actually Jake, and some are going to look like Northern Kingdom Jake, okay? But they're going to assume that they're Indian, okay, because they've been there for generations. That's why they got India quicker, all right? What's this? China, okay? China's National Online Identity Authentication app allows users to obtain a unique digital ID number and certificate. The use of the app is encouraged by the government and accessible on the popular app, WeChat, and other local apps. Okay, and China is already a bugged out country anyway. Any country that eats dogs and cats and rats, they're way ahead in terms of digital ID also. Australia. Digital ID provides Australians with a voluntary, secure, convenient, and inclusive way of verifying their identity online. Okay. In Japan, they got Japan there as well. Obviously, they're only showing you what they're going to show you. There's definitely more. All right. In the European Union, physical ID cards have existed for decades. Right. In fact, in all bar 2 of the EU's 27 member states, physical ID cards in a standard machine-readable EU format introduced in 2021 are used both as identity documents in citizens' home countries and for travel within the passport-free Schengen zone. Okay, the 2 exceptions are Denmark, which uses a digital identity and authentication app, MitID, and Ireland, which uses passport cards. All right. Let's play this.
What if I told you your phone is about to become your ID, whether you like it or not? Well, it's all part of a controversial...
Your phone is going to become your ID, okay, whether you like it or not. You don't have no say. You can walk around with placards and say no to digital ID. It's coming. Say that again. Whether you like it or not.
Phone is about to become your ID, whether you like it or not. Well, it's all part of a controversial government plan to try and discourage illegal migrants.
Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that.
Well, the government says digital ID will be compulsory for everyone in the UK, but you won't actually have to use it, to carry it, or show it to anyone unless you're applying for a job. The ID will be held on your phone, like the NHS app or a bank card, and it'll include your name, date of birth, nationality or residency status, and a photo, and possibly your address as well. By the end of 2029, you'll have to show it to your employer to prove you have the right to work in the UK, or they could be prosecuted. The government says it'll also make life easier when applying for services like driving licenses, childcare, or benefits. All European countries have ID cards. Some of them, like Estonia, have digital ones too. Identity cards were brought in during the First and Second World Wars, but they were abolished in 1952. Former Labour Prime Minister Tony Blair tried to reintroduce them 20 years ago, but the plans were dropped by the coalition government because of concerns about cost, privacy and civil liberties. Digital ID wasn't in the Labour manifesto at the last election, and the then Home Secretary denied looking at the idea last year. It's opposed by the Tories and Reform, who say it's a gimmick which won't stop the votes.
I do not see a single benefit to the government having digital ID other than them controlling what we do, what we spend, and where we go.
Mandatory ID is opposed by the Lib Dems too. Contrary to previous reports, the government isn't going to be branding it a brick card. The whole idea is hugely controversial.
Employers already have a legal duty to check people's right to work. That doesn't happen in the black economy, and there's no reason that digital IDs will make that happen. If somebody's going to work for 20 quid a day in a kebab shop, they're going to do that, digital ID or no digital ID.
Exactly.
Nobody voted for this. This wasn't in the Labour manifesto. And I think there are millions of people in the public who will say, I will simply not do this. This is un-British. We are not a checkpoint society. We don't carry papers, and we don't like this sort of thing.
So, is this the end of digital privacy in the UK, or a smart tech solution to the problem of illegal migration? Do you think it would even work? Let us know.
I do not see a single benefit to the government having digital ID other than them controlling what we do, what we spend, and where we go. I do not see a single benefit to the government having digital ID other than them controlling what we do, what we spend, and where we go.
Mandatory.
Okay. However, by the end of 2026, the EU, which is the European Union, excuse me, apologies for that, Salakia. However, by the end of 2026, the EU, European Union, is hoping to roll out the digital ID wallet, which it says is Europe's answer to the challenges of identification. Okay, this is just basically the foundation to the RFID CHIP, which is Revelation 13:16. Okay, there you go. There's European Union countries set to roll out digital ID wallets in 2026. Okay, obviously England's not part of the EU no more. We've got Ireland, Spain, France, Italy, Greece, Bulgaria, Romania, Germany, Denmark, Lithuania, Estonia, Sweden, Finland. Well, Sweden is already steps ahead anyway. Large-scale pilot projects are currently testing how the EU digital identity wallets will function in a wide range of situations before it is launched across the EU. Over 350 companies and public authorities across 26 member states, as well as Norway, Iceland, and Ukraine, are participating. See, these devils are steps ahead. Okay, they're only going to give you the news, what they want to give you. All right, they're going to spoon feed you the news. They're already steps ahead. All right. Now let's go to Apple. Now, Apple's mentioned earlier in the previous segment. Let's go to the top here. Where was it mentioned? It was Where was it? Ah, which will be kept in a wallet similar to that of Apple Wallet or Google Wallet. Now, Apple launches a digital ID wallet. Okay, this is from November the 12th, 2025, which is basically just yesterday. All right. Apple launched a digital ID, a new feature that lets, and every Tom, Dick, and Harry, Mary Sue, whatever, has a damn iPhone. Okay, and it's the reason why Apple's getting involved with it, because people are going to utilize it. People are already using Apple Pay, and this is just going to be a step further. This is just a step closer for the mark, which is the Charagma in the Greek, which means insertion or etching into the flesh when you go to the Blue Letter Bible in Revelation 13:16. Okay, cutting into the flesh. They want to get everybody CHIPPE deed. Okay, I'm talking like that because the YouTube police. Apple launched Digital ID, a new feature that lets users create and present an identification in Apple Wallet using information from their United States passport. Okay. What's the United States? That's Babylon, ground zero. The feature is debuting in beta at more than 250 Transportation Security Administration checkpoints across the US. Okay. Which is basically a nice way to say martial law, checkpoints for domestic air travel, according to a Wednesday, November the 12th press release. Digital ID builds on Apple's earlier support for driver's licenses and state IDs in Wallet. Introduced in 2022, the new option allows users with a real ID compliant license to store verified identity credentials securely on their iPhone or Apple Watch, the release said. And an Apple Watch is like a prelude taking the Charagma as well. You've got something around your head, your wrist, which is basically like having something in your right hand. And most people wear their watch on their right or left hand, right? And most people are right-handed, so some people wear it on their right hand. So it's a prelude to the CHIP. Having an Apple Watch is not wicked. I'm just saying they're getting used. They're getting the heathens, the 2/3 used to, being so technologically engrossed. They're engrossed in that world of technology. Okay. Digital ID cannot replace a physical passport for international travel or border crossings per the release. That's what they say at the moment. With the launch of Digital ID, we're excited to expand the ways users can store and present their identity. Okay. To create a digital ID, users scan their passport's photo page and embedded chip with their iPhone, complete a selfie and a brief facial movement, facial biometric movement verification, and upon approval, the ID is added to a wallet. Face ID or Touch ID authentication ensures that only the device owner can share the information according to the release. Look at the images shown here. Alipay adds biometric payment authentication to smart glasses. Look at that. Alipay adds biometric payment authentication to smart glasses. And where did they show this? They were doing iris scans and stuff in the movie The Sixth Day, wasn't it, with Arnold Schwarzenegger when he's a helicopter pilot or something, or a helicopter pilot. He trains people to fly a helicopter. All right. The addition to GlassPay is the result of partnerships with leading smart glasses producers and is a global first, Ant said in a news release. All right. The glasses are around about $800, $799. If consumers shift even small daily tasks from smartphones to glasses, Meta could reduce its dependence on rival phone platforms and embed its Llama-based AI more deeply into daily life. Okay. So as you can see, things are moving. Even in smart glasses, Apple Pay, digital wallet. Some people willing on their own accord, taking the CHIP, going a step further. So it's coming to that point. Let's go to some scriptures, man. And this is where it's going. It's going to Revelation 13:16. Let's go to Revelation 12, verse 12. All right. Revelation 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Okay, these devils, these Edomites, so-called white people, Esau, Edom, have been weighed. Okay, they've had their time, they've ruled. The Lord is very fair. The Lord gave them a time to rule, to feel like they're somebody, even though they're a nobody. Pursuant to 2 Ezra 6, verse 54, they're like spit. Okay, they are nothing. Okay, all right. Even the Lord even blessed these nobody people. A worm has more value than a cracker, an Edomite. Okay, the Lord even gave these devils a chance to rule, man. You know, they had it lovely, right? Watch the movies in the 50s, set in the 50s. Okay, the ones in color especially. The beautiful homes, the manicured lawns, you know. They had it great, all right? They had no problems, okay? But now their time is ending, all right? And they're going to go crazy in terms of trying to avoid going into slavery. Hence the reason why they're going to go thick and hard very soon. You haven't seen nothing yet. And what they're showing in the news is what they're showing in the news is all done by design, all right? And there's more greater things that are going on in the background. Okay. Let's go to Isaiah. Oh, yeah. Isaiah 55, 6 verses 6 and 7. Seek ye the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Okay. Verse 7. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. And let him return unto the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. If you want to be covered with Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua's wings, if you are his part of his fold, part of his sheep, the Lord's going to cover you. The elect don't have to worry. Okay, yeah, you'll be pushed into corners, but you don't have to worry because Yahweh Hashem is going to deliver you every single time. And even if you have to have your head chopped off for refusing to taking the Charagma, the mark, okay, when that time, when they take it to that level, right? The Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, okay, will be there with you, okay, and that pain could feel like a feather tickling your neck. It won't be no pain because you put all your faith in Yahweh Bashim Yashah, which is like what you're supposed to. Okay? So let's go to verse 6. Verse 6, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Because, Salaki for clearing my throat like that. Okay? So our apostles, elders, prophets of Great Millstone and affiliate camps, okay? They're not going to be on the streets forever preaching, man. They're not going to be making lessons forever. Okay? Certain sisters that are in the truth, what you would call the elect lady, even their daughters and their children have had dreams or visions, right? Where I believe there's a little girl, one of her sister's little girl, her daughter had a dream where Apostle Tahar made a video saying, this is the last video that I'm making or we're making, something along those lines. So that time is coming soon because this good bread, this good food, this gospel, this truth, okay, which is being given to you right now, okay, free, okay, no charge, because freely give. You know, you're supposed to give the truth, the truth freely, okay. You're not supposed to charge for it, okay. Freely give and freely receive, something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing scripture, okay. While it's there, you better grab it because because to understand these scriptures, okay, obviously Yahweh Hashem Shai sups with you so you can understand it, so it falls into place. Okay, but if you really want to get this warm bread while it's there, before it goes stale, I mean, it's not going to go stale. You know what I mean? While as the scripture says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. While it's there, grab it. Okay, because it's not going to be given to you. If the men of the Lord are taken off the streets. Okay, because serious times are coming. So you better grab it while it's there. Okay, you better grab it while it's there if you're serious about it. But if you're not, you just think it's entertainment, like watching a YouTube skit, then fair enough, keep watching it like that. Okay, and then you'll see what the outcome is. Okay, but the elect are going to be brought in. So this is just a warning for me as well as everybody else that, get engrossed, dive deep into this truth and pray to the Lord, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, facing the east. Okay, but only the Lord knows who his sheep are, all right? But the hopeful elect have a spiritual confidence. Okay, so seek ye the Lord while he may be found, call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and that righteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, Yahweh Shemeshai, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. Okay, the Lord is very merciful, man. Very scary and very, very, very merciful too. Okay, let me get that scripture because I think I butchered it. Freely give, freely receive. King James Version. Is that the one? Here we see. No, that's not the one, man. Freely. Oh my days. I'll just read this one. This is good too. All right. Let's go to Matthew 10 and 6. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand, which it is. Verse 8, heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils, freely ye have received, freely give. Okay? But you got people out there charging for it. Okay? Certain camps charge for it. Certain camps that wear purple. All right? And this is what Esau wants, he wants to start CHIPing people. Revelation 13, 16, 17, and 18, King James Version. Okay. Even wacky-tacky Christians know that the mark here is the chip or the CHIP. Okay. But some of you jakes that are in the truth in certain camps think that it's, dealing with so-called white women. And you people are stupid that believe that bullshit. All right. It's a CHIP. This is physical. All right. Revelation 13, 16 to 18. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay, the new form of transacting for goods and services. Verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Verse 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. This is their goal for complete prison planet. All right. And these new segments that are read, digital ID, blah, 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 right, is a prelude to what they want to do. Okay. All right. So it's getting to that point. Okay. We're approaching the end of 2026. All right. It's mid-November. Another, 5 to 6 odd weeks. All right. We are in 2026, according to the Gregorian calendar. Right. And let's see what the Lord does. So it's going to be exciting. These are very exciting times that we're living in indeed. As our apostles, elder bishops say, in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. So this is good news, meaning that we can see the demise of this world coming soon. And Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahshai is gonna do some great things now. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. All praises and honor, glory, and blessings and power be unto Abanoah Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash. Mawatha Bad Babao Kwam Yashrala Shalom.